the 3-inch. And I had to do a crappie and pike one again, or another pike one. The crappie one's kind of funny, man. They just been crushing it. And the Deathadder, I've been drop shotting it and Ned rigging it, and I'm using this color called Golden Shiner, and it looks like a crappie. And it's a 3-inch bait, which I think's a little big for standard crappie, but man, these crappie are cannibals. They are crushing this bait, this color, and I've been using different colors and stuff. They won't hit the other colors. They're just killing little baby crappies right now. The bass bite's been really slow. So, here it must be a pike catch. And when I caught this pike, I was casting the other way, and I saw something come up on the surface. You know, like when those muskies do that thing with their mouth on the surface? Like, that's what this thing was doing. And I cast it over to him, and boom, he went down and followed it down, and then bit it. And I don't know how I'm not getting broke off or bit off on all these pike. I'm just getting super lucky. But yeah, the big gators are crushing it. The big crappies are crushing it. And I mean, I'm catching some nice sized crappies, some, 12, 13 inchers, and a bunch of smaller ones. But same with the pike. If it's not 35-inch plus, I'm cutting it out, editing it out. But yeah, they're just, I don't know how I'm landing these fish, because they've had it pretty far down their mouth. And on my finesse setups, net rig and drop shot, I'm using 12-pound braid to an 8-pound leader, and so that's what I'm catching them on. Big old gator. Yeah. And the pike bite's going so good. They're biting like unconventional pike stuff. Like if I'm targeting, I'm going to be throwing a big swim bait or something this time of year. But man, they're hitting like micro baits. So I caught that, on that Deathadder 3-inch. And it's a great little bait. Looks like a little minnow. It's got that little tapered down tail. And yeah, the crappies won't leave it alone. So you crappie guys out there that want to throw something a little bit bigger, maybe target a little bit bigger fish, here's one of those 13-inchers. I was thinking about saving him for dinner almost. No. Big catch and release guy. But anyway, I'm just working the Ned rig, just dragging it on the bottom really. And the drop shot, I have it up about a foot or so. Another nice one. Beautiful fish. Oh, thinking about him for the frying pan too. Oh, no. But yeah, the bass, I can get the bass to bite, but they're not biting as good as they have been all year. They've slowed down, and it's been a little confusing. Like all my schools that I've found in place, they kind of all scattered out, and they're kind of just like laying on the bottom at 15 feet. They're laying like 20 feet off the break. Like I can see them down there, and every once in a while I'll get one to bite like way off the break, and they're so green from being in the weeds all summer. I think like the thermaline, or however you say it, kind of just went out, and they all just kind of vacated. It's crazy. But here's another big old pike catch, and again, I don't know how I landed this one. This one was on a small crankbait, a OSP DR, and it's got really little hooks, and he bit right next to the boat, like kind of came straight up. You know, once your lure curves up to come up to the surface, he like followed it up and bit right when I was pulling the bait out of the water almost. So I'm just thinking it's way down in his mouth. And I'm just babying him. And I felt the bait shift in his mouth too. So I was like, I don't even know how I'm going to land this fish. And he looked massive. And just, it's a tiny crankbait. And so I'm just like thumb spooling him, you know. And yeah, this fish was just dominating me. I haven't had a pike fight this hard. But good thing it was out in open water. I didn't have nothing to really worry about, structure-wise or weed-wise. But yeah, just kind of babied him, followed him all over. Just wanted to half tire him out, so when I got him up next to the boat, I could just scoop him up pretty easy. These crankbaits got some really little treble hooks on them. So I didn't want it to get bent out, or I didn't want it to get bit off, so I was just taking my time with them. Because there ain't nothing like a good, big old northern pike up in northern Minnesota. And I'm using that crankbait rod, that 7.2, man, and it just, hooks never popped out. And again, I had them hooked just perfect in the corner of the mouth. Yeah. Just another beautiful fish. It's my, I'd say I'm at 9 or 10 over 35 inches these last couple weeks. They've just been crushing it. And I've been landing all of them. Normally I'd get bit off, but I'm having good luck with the GoPro. Can't get a walleye on the GoPro, but I'm landing all these big pike, these crappies. Yeah, so, I mean, you crappie guys, don't be afraid to try a little different bait, you know, or even if you're multi-species fishing, man. If you go to a little smaller bait, you know, you can get some maybe bigger crappies and sunnies, because I've been catching sunnies on this too. That was the fatty right there. That one was even thick in the belly. Yeah. Normally I can get on a really good crappie bite when I'm targeting them, but I'm like not even targeting them. I'm trying to bass fish, and they just won't leave that little Deathadder 3-inch alone. And I even caught some on like the normal Ned bait, and also I caught one on a tube bait. So yeah, the crappies are hitting the big stuff. It's kind of crazy. Oh, this is that video where I saw the pike right there. And then he goes down for it. Yeah. He kind of like nipped at it first. And he couldn't resist. And I thought it was a walleye at first because he kind of just stood there. He didn't run. He didn't do nothing. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Because normally I catch a few walleyes by this time of year, and I'm starting to get nervous. I'm running out of time. And I've been catching them on unconventional, you know, bass gear is what I normally catch these walleyes on. So I was kind of hoping there, because there was maybe 3 walleyes left in this lake. But they're nice size ones when you do get one. But yeah, maybe we're getting a rerun of the pike video for your viewing pleasure. But yeah, so the bass bite's been real slow. The bucks aren't ruddy yet. It's just kind of that time of year, kind of a slow time of year. Weather's starting to change. It's getting real cool at night. It ain't time for the flannel bed sheets yet, but it's getting close. So yeah, Crushing big pike, big crappie, a few bass here and there, but it should be heating back up here any day. Yeah, this one almost jumped out of the boat on me, because the lure fell out right away, and then he kind of like started fighting me there, trying to like squiggle towards the rail. Yeah, beautiful pike. Yeah, I've been putting on a leader on some of my baits, and it's like, well, yeah, then I'm not catching anything. So, I don't know if it makes a difference or not, but, yep. Getting my David Fritz on, my Bill Dance on, sitting down, crushing crappies. Found this new spot, man. It's the most beautiful spot on the lake, but there's 2 fish on it. This crappie and one of the ugliest bass I caught all year. But it looks beautiful on the hummingbirds. Anyway, that's the episode, guys. Thanks for watching.